Hey, it's 10 to 360. I wanted to take a minute this week to talk about the 15-minute animators tournament, or as you might know it as 15 Mat. 15 Mat is a yearly tournament stream that started back in, I believe it was 2021. The 2021 was myself, 2022 was me and Krav, 2023 was me, Krav, and Mike, and then this year we're skipping. So allow me to explain why we're skipping this year. Note that I didn't say that we're just canceling it. We're just not doing 15 Mat this year. We're going to come back on October of 2025. And I'll get into the reason for that shortly. So first and foremost, my apologies. I know in the last 15 Mat, I made a pretty big deal about making sure that that wasn't going to be the last one. And I do regret how hard I was pushing that over the fact that it was a charity. And I still, that is one of my biggest regrets as far as anything that I've created to this day. So I do very much so regret that, but I do heavily appreciate everyone who did pitch in, even like $1. So still massive thank you for making last year's 15 Mat such a success. Also, a little fun fact. A little fun fact. One second, let me grab something. Um, so last year we did another spice challenge. I believe the year before that we did the one chip challenge. Yeah, 2022 we did the one chip challenge, and didn't quite. No, that was 2020. Yeah, it was 2022. We did the one chip challenge, but we didn't actually hit that goal during the live stream. But we decided, we had it. I had already bought it so that we could at least have it on set. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, we just recorded it separately, and that went up onto Krav's channel. And I wanted to do the same thing for 2023. So I had bought the 2023 One Chip Challenge. 3 of them. One for me, one for Krav, and one for Mike. And we all agreed that this would be a fun thing to do. Notice how they're not opened, and also notice that I just said we finished our goal for last year's 15 Mat. So why are these still unopened? Well, if you were there, you might have noticed that we instead opted out for the Hot Ones challenge and their Da Bomb hot sauce, which thankfully my brother-in-law just had one and let me borrow it. And now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever given it back to him. But he hasn't asked for it back, so maybe he didn't want it. I guess I'll figure that out soon. But yeah, the reason why we didn't use these is because these started to kill people. So we didn't want to risk that. You can look up the information on that on your own time. It gets pretty dark. And I know it's a very rare chance, and you have to have the specific conditions where it can kill you. But the fact that it was killing people was not great reputation for a charity about helping people. So I just kind of have these now. They took these off of the shelves as soon as all that news started coming out. So I bought these just before that. So these are like some of the I just I mean I assume there's a bunch of them, but I have some of the only few that are left. Like you can't buy these anymore, at least not like from Amazon. You probably get them off like eBay, and I mean I'll probably hang on to these for a while and then sell them. But who cares? But yeah, that's an interesting factoid about 15 Mat is that we have items that could have potentially killed us. But anyway, it's ridiculous, right? All right, well I'll get into why we're not doing 15 Mat this year. If you couldn't tell, I'm an animator, and the extent that I do most of my streams are either this or a digital PNG tuber couch situation like I do on the Dojo Cast. So they're pretty cheap quality. Like this is just my office. This is just my work computer. I record, I stream shit from here. I do everything from here. 15 Mat on the other hand, every year it gets increasingly more and more difficult to set it up to make it look better and better from last year. And I worried that I wasn't able to deliver on those promises, especially some more personal life issues came into frame recently. I'm not going to get into that, and that wasn't even the reason why I was skipping it. I had decided early on in the year that we weren't doing this, and the real reason why is because the plans that I had for this next 15-minute animators tournament were pardon me, were much bigger than I had anticipated. Of course, I want it to get better every year, but I don't want to have to rush out anything just so that we can keep it a yearly thing. I want to make sure that it's as high quality as I can make it. It's kind of the mindset that I like to have with all of my projects. I don't want to deliver something half-assed if I can create something absolutely amazing. And the thing that we had planned just needs more time. Admittedly, we were not on top of it, and I, more so myself, I was not on top of it. I didn't really, I didn't seem to want to prioritize it. It was partially because 15 Mat is a very stressful thing to organize. Compared to all the other projects that I do, 15 Mat is by far the most stressful. But I just kind of neglected the one thing that we needed to get this next one in order. I realize you can see I'm just holding a bottle of ketchup in the reflection. We'll just pretend that isn't there. How about that? My bad. Anyway, we're making something custom. We're coding something custom for the 15-minute animators tournament for next year. It was going to be for this year, but early on in the year I decided we're just going to skip this year and we'll do it next year because I really just want to make sure that we have enough time to make it a reality. Also, 15 Mat's kind of expensive to set up. I'm sure I drove that point home last year on the 15 Mat. But yeah, it's a lot. It's stressful. It's expensive. And I want to deliver on making it as good as I can possibly make it. And we're just not able to do that this year. So my apologies to anyone who was looking forward to it. But I can promise you I will try my damn best to make sure that the next 15-minute animators tournament takes place in October of 2025. We typically try to shoot for the first Saturday of October, which, if I take a look at my calendar, that should be Saturday 4th. October 4th, Saturday, 2025. But, of course, I'll release a trailer probably in August of next year, and then get everything set up during September, and then first Saturday of October. Hopefully that should be it. All right. That should be about it. If you guys have any questions regarding it, I understand some of you might be pretty disappointed about this information, but hopefully you understand. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. If you want to hear me talk about anything else on this channel, let me know as well. I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all next time. Adios.